Hi guys, we're here with Matt again at Locals. Matt has got quite an interesting deck to show us, and I'm quite interested because it is a thick wad of cards, which probably means it's a 60 card deck. Matt, what have you got and what does it do?
I got third place at Locals last week with 60 card Chaos Lightsworn. So start off with pretty standard 3 Raiden, 3 Lumina, 3 Wolf, literally standard Lightsworn package. Also playing the 2 Felice and 1 Dark Lumina. This did actually come up quite a bit. I'm probably going to drop the Felice to 1 though.
Yeah.
Just because you sort of see it when you want to rather than actually just generically milling it. Moving on to Chaos package, I've got 1 of each baby and 2 Chaos Valk. Again, I think I might drop this to 1. Maybe looking at putting in like a Dragoon package or something extra. I don't know, I'll probably have a look at it.
So, somebody who's never read this card, what does a Chaos Valkyrie do?
So, it's the same as these guys in the sense that you can banish a Dark or Light to special summon it. But when it's banished, you can dump a Light or Dark from deck to grave, can't use its effects that turn. So what I did most of the time would be to dump the Starlight Safer, so that in your next turn, you will have made a rank 8 or 8 synchro at some point. You just banish this and add like your Levianeer back to hand, for instance, and then you just go again.
Nice.
Again, might drop this to 1 because it's searchable off Chaos space, and just milling it is just not really great. And seeing in the biggest trouble I've had in this deck is opening multiple needs to banish to special summon and not being able to get them on board.
Not any. You've got too many extenders, not enough starters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So then we've got a danger package of 2 Mothman. This is really the one you want to see. You don't want to see it at 3 because obviously you can't resolve the full effect multiple times per turn.
Yep.
Because it's a level and a dark, it's relevant, and also the discard is pretty good. 1 Chupacabra and then 1 of each of the good one. Obviously they're just extenders at this point, mostly dark names.
Yep.
Small clown package of 1 of each, Trick Clown, Hat Tricker, Damage Juggler. They speak for themselves. If you mill this one, great. If you mill this one, great. If you mill this one, I guess you're really bad at this game.
Me.
This one, search for this one, free level 4 extender.
Yep.
This is the best level 8 to see, really. Levianeer is insane. So what you can get a lot of the time, if you mill or if you're curious, dump this guy, you banish 3 lights, special summon this, bring back Christia, it's a win con. Like,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah, or 3 darks, obviously take a card out your opponent's hand, or 2 pops. But yeah, this is the one you want to see most, really. Single BLS, it's real nice utility. Going second, it's a spot clear, otherwise it's an easy name to get on board. Just, banish a light and a dark to get it on. You have lots of them, so it shouldn't be an issue to get out. 1 Gizmek, free summon, level 8 again, dark, just does everything you want it to do, plus it's quick interact in your opponent's turn.
Yep.
And the extra deck, what I've not played today, but I'm going to look to incorporate in future, I think, is Trisbana or Bomber Dragon, so that it's just an extra piece of interaction that you've got in Grave.
Yep.
This is a proxy for a Chaos Creator that I was borrowing.
Yep.
This is insane, this card. I don't think you want to see it more than 1, but you banish a Light and a Dark to summon it. You can target 3 banished monsters, summon 1 of them, put 2 to the bottom of your deck. And because you're banishing so much, it's just like you go for your turn, you've got this in hand, you banish like a Raiden and like a Black Collop Serpent or something, and then just special summon back the Raiden and go off, just go again.
Yep.
This card is super good. 1 Christia, you don't ever summon this naturally. But if you get it to grave, you've got Monster Reborn, you've got Chaos Levianeer, you've got Digares, can all special summon it back, and as I said before, this card's a win con.
Have you ever tribute summoned it? Have you got like danger, screw it, normal summon?
I haven't, but it's definitely something that could happen with the worst kind of hand.
Yeah.
Another level 8, another dragon again. Basically, you can special summon this from hand or grave when you've got 2 or more light or dark dragon monsters on the field. It literally just allows for a link play or to make Hope Harbinger.
Yep.
The 1 Safer, I was playing this at 2, dropped it down to 1 because every time I see it, it's a brick. You literally, I think the only time I ever wanted this was when I dropped it off of the Chaos Valkyria.
Yep.
1 Darkworm, I'll get into it when I get into the spells a little bit more, but this is a starter card. 1 Rocket Tracer, same thing. 2 Parallel Exceed. I was playing 3, but you don't want to mill it, and it's just dead. Like it's a
If
dead
you don't
draw late.
open it first turn, it's
That's
useless.
it. Either open it first turn or it's not really relevant. So only playing 2 now. But a fun interaction I had with this was that I milled the first one off of I think it was Charge of the Light Brigade or something.
Yep.
But then I reborned one off of Chaos Legionnaire later in the turn, which obviously is not special summoned off its own effects, so it stays at level 8, but then you special summon the level 4 from deck. So I overlaid this and the Legionnaire into Hope Harbinger, and then made the Chaos Ruler with this and a Raiden. So that was a fun little interaction. Hug Fibrax package,
Yep.
Union Carrier, good card.
Yep.
This stops your opponent playing, another win con.
Domain lock.
Yeah. So over to spells. Got standard triple charge, probably the best card in the deck. Currently playing 2 recharge. There's only a small sort of Lightsworn package, so this can definitely brick hard when you don't see the Lightsworns. I might drop the 2 completely. It's just, you know, if you see this plus Lightsworn, it's an amazing hand.
Yep.
3 Chaos Space.
Yeah. So this is the new card that I was raving about with Tomb Chaos because this looks really nice.
Yeah, this is another super good card. Send a light or dark from hand to grave. Great in Lightsworn. Everything's in grave. Perfect. And then search a monster level 4 to 8 that can't be normal summoned.
Yeah.
Has to be light or dark. Has to be the opposite of whatever attribute you sent. So, like a really nice little combo is actually if you open this with one of the baby dragons. So say you open this and Wyver Burster, you ditch the Wyver Burster off of this, you then banish the Wyver Burster to summon the Collop Serpent, and then use this second effect to banish this, shuffle the Wyver Burster back in, well it doesn't shuffle, it puts it to the bottom of the deck and draw a card.
Yeah.
Really good recursion, and if you mill it, it's not dead at all because you're banishing so much for like your BLSs and stuff like that. This is an insane card. 3 Dragon Ravine, so I decided that I needed more starter cards, so most of the spells are just stuff that can get me to a free special summon. So this, for the most part, you'd be discarding, again, discard Great Outlet, looking to send Darkworm just to get a level 4 Dark on board.
Yep.
But also you can send the Galactic Spiral Dragon, which is pretty relevant, or if you've already milled a Safer and you see this, you just send the Legionnaire and then Safer, bring the Legionnaire back to hand. So this is like a pseudo searcher, but mainly used turn 1 to get Darkworm out.
Yep.
Triple quick launch, same reason, but for the Rocket Tracer. 2 Tactic Talents. I was playing 3. This card clumps, and you never want to see more than 1. So I'm not playing any hand traps or anything.
Combo or bust.
Yeah, essentially. But this just helps if you get like Gammed, Ashed, whatever. They're like, cool. Let's just draw 2 more cards so to get some more extenders.
Yep.
The standard one-offs, Rota, Foolish, Monster Reborn, like they're literally standard in this sort of deck. And then the 1 Shade Brigandine is another starter. It's another level 4.
Yep.
So
60 cards.
60 cards. Onto the extra deck. X-Wazies. We've got Minerva, Dweller, Dagaris.
We've come a long way from Minerva Lightsworn and Zombie Swarm.
Yeah, it never stays on the field. You literally use it to make your first XYZ, just try and get some names in grave. Hopefully draw some cards, but doesn't really matter. This you mostly use to sort of summon back a Christia or something that you've milled that can be used later in the game.
Yep.
1 Hope Harbinger. Almost every end board ends on this because the number of level 8s that you play in here. You can also make it with this, which means that when I come across it later, its banish effect is like irrelevant.
Yep.
This is a good card. So synchros, we've got the 1 Chaos Ruler. I made this first almost every game. This is like the first thing you make. It's an insane card. How this is only £5 is honestly beyond me. So when you summon it, you excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 light or dark monster, and mill the rest. Like, it's actually perfect. Also level 8, dark, dragon, literally everything you want. When it's in grave, you can banish a light and a dark from grave to special summon it, but it's banished when it leaves the field. But obviously, you just overlay this, and then when it goes again, you've got just another extend for your next turn.
Yep.
Horrid Savage, again, almost every end board ends on this, so every end board is like this, and on Appaloosa maybe, or if you've made like the carrier, you've got the Buster Lock.
Yep.
Yeah, Savage is just a generically good card. Going through plays, I found a lot of the time I wanted another level 8 Synchro, so I've got the Omega in here. It never really came up, but it's also nice for when you're playing the Dogmatica, you can just send this as something, and then it's irrelevant because you just go, cool, let's shuffle this back and go again.
Yep.
Links, Fibrax, pretty self-explanatory. What's pretty cool and came up a few times is when you summon the Jet Synchro off of this using like the O-Lion, because I've had to actually summon the O-Lion a couple of times. You use the token and the Jet Synchron plus like any of your level 3s, because there's loads of them, and you just go into a Synchro 8. But otherwise, this plus whatever you summon makes Union Carrier the next one.
Yep.
You can do it obviously with your Lights, Darks, Dragons, whatever. You can make this card with so many things in this deck, but it's so easy to just go cool. Fibrax into this as the last thing I do, and just make the Buster Lock. Masquerena, pretty self-explanatory really. Curious, insane card, dump something you need. Really easy to make in this with the number of different lights you play. One Unicorn, one Yugioh, one Appaloosa, one Bonus Sword. As they're all, pretty much staple.
Yeah. Bonus Sword is still an amazing win con even without access going out.
Yeah, this plus, plus Gizmek, plus Chaos Ruler, plus Levianeer, like the number of just big things you've got is great.
Yeah.
And then side deck is triple Nib, triple Dark Ruler, triple Twisters, triple Evenly, and my favorite tech for this format, triple Dim Barrier.
Yeah.
Obviously playing Mill is kind of irrelevant because you're very unlikely to see it. But if you come against, Invoked, Infernoble, anything like that, you just go cool, XYZ, cool, Fusion, cool, Synchro. They're just not going to be able to do anything. And this card is, it's not ashable. It's not something that they can stop most of the time.
So I was maining D-Barrier because there's so many, well, obviously it doesn't include Links, so it's not as relevant as it used to be, but there's so many Synchro and Fusion decks at the moment. Like got the Hulk combo, which is Synchro, and you've got the Fusion deck, so Shaddoll invoked, things like this. This card's actually very good. I replaced it with Super Poly just because I found that I'm going to be using Super Poly more for my deck. As Matt said, in 60 cards, you might not see it all the time, but when you do see it, it's just like
it's
a win
just
con.
super relevant now that Master Rule 5 means that Synchros and all of the other extra deck are where they're at. Plus, Fibrax just means so many things are synchroing anyway, so it's always pretty relevant.
Nice. You could, if you wanted to, if it gets really relevant, you could send it with Curious and then maybe you make Griffin.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, if you want to do that at home, guys, you can that as well. How was this deck faring in the meta at the moment? Was it a bit of fun, or did it actually have some good matchups?
So I actually made this because we were playing Cube, and I drafted Mill, and I was like, you know what, this is fun. Let's go take this to a tournament.
Let's go all in.
Yeah, just having built it. So I was originally not playing stuff like the Buster Lock. I was just like pure Mill. Let's just combo off, see what happens. But yeah, it's without the hand traps, it kind of gets done in by full Infernoble boards, but you've got so many extenders that against most meta decks you can just keep playing through, it doesn't really matter.
Yep.
And ending on boards like, Appaloosa, Buster Lock, Hope Harbinger, all of the meta decks like that can't deal with that either.
Yep.
So it's fared pretty well. As I said, I got third place at the locals with it.
Nice. Thank you very much for your profile there, Matt. Hopefully we'll see you at events going forward. Any shout-outs you want to give, or...?
Shout out to Reese Turner for essentially making me build this deck.
You'll build this deck, you'll play Mill.
And shout out for Chris Barron for lending me about 90% of it.
Right. Thank you very much, Matt. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Goodbye.